Welcome back, Hot Wheels collectors. Today I have 3 complete sets of Hot Wheels Premium car collections released over the summer 2020. Nothing here is brand new, but I do believe most of it is current and up to date. These came from completely sealed boxes from the Full Force set, Hot Wheels Premium. This one is a case code G. Got 5 awesome cars there. And from the Hot Wheels Premium Motor City Muscle, Fast and Furious, this is from case code H. And from Hot Wheels Car Culture, case code Q, 5 vehicles there. So 5 vehicles in each set. And bonus round, I've got 5 more vehicles. I don't have the case codes for these ones, guys, but these are Boulevard. These are fairly old, but they just hit my local stores in the past month. So kind of weird. Hot Wheels Boulevard. And then, of course, we've got some more Fast and Furious. This is from the Quarter Mile Muscle, also quite old. I think this is from the winter 2020. I actually had a lot of trouble putting that set together. Luckily, with a little help from eBay, I was able to get a couple of the hoarded cars, I guess, the ones that are hard to find. Because all of these cars are released in the same quantity each, there really is no reason for one to be more rare than the other. Purely supply and demand. And that goes usually hand in hand with an awesome casting, and that one being the hardest one to find of the series when you're out shopping in the wild, as I'm sure most of you guys can agree. There's always at least one car, which is the peg warmer, as it's called, the one that hangs on the pegs in the store until the store either clears them or someone finally just buys them for some reason or another, maybe for their kids. In addition, you're going to see a few extra Buick Grand Nationals out and about on the table here. I have the one open up already from this Motor City Muscle series. It's a brand new casting, and it looks fantastic. First time in the premium packaging and metal base, rubber tires, all that rest. But I've got 3 main lines from my 2007 First Editions collection. We're going to do a side-by-side review, completely different castings, guys, so that's interesting to see. With so many cars to look at today, 25 vehicles getting broken out of their packaging for you, I'll save you the pain of watching that happen, and we'll just get everything out after a quick review of the packaging. And let's just zoom in slightly, check out the artwork on these things. Fantastic artwork. Fantastic model. It's easy to see through that simple clear blister. I really do prefer the small 1/64 scale die-cast packaged like this with cardboard and just minimal amount of plastic. You don't need lots of plastic in order to enjoy the model, and in fact it's a better way to see the model. So that's just a kind of comparison brand to brand. I'm not going to name names obviously, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about here. We've got the Ford F-150, the 87 Buick Grand National, and this is another really cool artwork of this car. Buick GSX Grand National, GNX. And 3 of those vehicles. We'll look at all the side-by-sides of these cars after I get the 5 of them out of the package. 72 Ford Grand Torino Sport, more awesome artwork. I'm not going to zoom in and out on each one of these, nor is there much point in turning them around. You've got the 5 vehicles in the back to collect, but awesome artwork, obviously. We'll get better focus with this camera once it's set up to look at these cars loose. So right now I've kind of got it in the overview mode. It's probably time for a new camera. This is a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and I am not quite pleased with it, to be honest, guys. Not overly pleased with it at all, actually. It's been quite frustrating to film with. So, anyways, lots of gripes lately. Lots of gripes. If you saw my last big 30-car Greenlight unboxing video, there's a few gripes in there, too. Temperatures are getting colder out. Maybe that's partly it. I don't know. Let's move right into the Hot Wheels Premium Car Culture. Of course, this one was a complete and utter difficult car to find. You couldn't get this one on the pegs. At least not around these parts. Thankfully, I've got local die-cast shops that stock this stuff, eBay, all the rest. And that's how I buy them, by the case. Porsche 959, Rally version. There's the 5 vehicles. This is a cool one. A lot of people like this one. For me, I'm not a big fan of it, really. 67 off-road Camaro. It's all right. It's an overdone casting. It's neat to see it with some changes, though, for that off-road market. The 88 Mercedes Unimog. Great casting. Lots of plastic on the back, though. Fairly lightweight for a premium model. It is a new casting, but I don't know. Not digging the red chassis. They should not use colorful plastic bits for chassis components on premium models. A simple matte painted black finish or a chrome finish is more than sufficient. The artwork on this one, fantastic again. Great artwork. Search and Rescue Land Rover Defender 110 hardtop. So get all those out as well, and let's move on over to this segment here. What have we got here? Fast and the Furious Full Force. I kind of put my favorite car out in front of each of the five, in case that wasn't obvious as well. For me, the 17 Acura NSX, sweet looking car, sweet picture of that car. There's the back. You've got all five cars here. The one in your hand is the top one. And we've got a 95 Mazda RX-7. I don't know which ones are brand new anymore, but I think this is a new casting. Jaguar XE-SV Project 8. Pretty cool. Definitely seen this car before in the premium series. Nothing new here. In fact, I'll probably go to my display wall and grab a few of them off there just to do a side-by-side. Chances are very few differences, if any. 70 Dodge Charger RT. That's a popular Fast and the Furious casting by Hot Wheels. 71 Plymouth GTX. We've seen this one in Fast and Furious as well, but not in the premium line, I don't think. So we'll get all those out. Full review, but let's move right into another segment of Fast and Furious. This is an older segment. We just looked at those ones. It was these ones, and the copyright says 2017 on the back. I don't think that's right. I just put this collection together this year, so that can't be right. But anyways, Quarter Mile Muscle, 77 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. That's what the TA stands for, I do believe. Sweet little casting. Difficult to find. Had to buy this one second hand from collectors. This one I had to get on eBay. I don't know why this gray model of the Chevelle SS was so difficult to find. In fact, there was two Chevelle SS, exact same casting, released in this 5-car series. One red, one gray. The gray one, much harder to find. At least it was for about, 6 months after these cars were released. And perhaps even to date, if you're looking for these cars, typically you're going to find these 3 cars for sale. These are the rare ones, even though, keep in mind, they're all released in the exact same quantities. So it's not like certain other brands that release more of their popular castings, which is a good idea. I do believe that is a good idea. It's nice when everyone can get the vehicle that they really want out of the set, as is the case in this final and 5th set we're looking at from Boulevard. I mean, everybody wants this truck. This is the vehicle to get in this otherwise somewhat dull 5-car collection. The 83 Chevy Silverado. Interesting artwork. It's not as interesting as some of the other artworks, I don't think. It's kind of a little bit more toyish looking. And there's the 5 on the back. But yeah, everybody wanted the Silverado. It's heavy, it's big, it's got rubber tires. It's been a while since we've seen that. Secondary car, I would say, would be the Skyline GTR. That was a tougher car to find as well. I think that was the final car I got a duplicate of, actually. Lots of these 67 Camaros around. Cool old casting. Still has the opening hood. Been around since 1982, just like this, without too much change in the casting, if any. Well, it's got a new copyright on the base. It used to say 82. That's about the only difference I've seen. Neat to see that one out again, but it's overdone, honestly, guys. At this point, that casting has had its day, and it's no longer in the limelight, I would say. Same with these Volkswagen vans. Overdone. Everyone's doing Volkswagen vans. It's cool. I get there's lots of spot to put livery on it. Advertising. It's a Magnus Walker. That makes it extra cool. Why the red metal base? I don't know. I don't get that. I can't stand behind that. Bone Shaker. Awesome casting. We have seen this one in premium collections for quite some time. This has to be one of the coolest paint jobs for it, though. Still, it's a peg warmer. Let's get all these cars out of the package. And from there, they're going to make their way into the rest of the Diecast Museum. I've also got a Greenlight versus Hot Wheels Ford Bronco comparison side by side. We're going to do that as well because we can. While I may have lost the order in which I was going to show you these 5-car sets, indeed you will see them all here. Let's just go in the order I have them on the table. So, pretty cool. Opening hoods. Only found on these 67 Camaro models. Check out those wheels, though. So nice. Now, the Firebird Trans Am, it looks great. It's a Hot Wheel. It's a new casting. New-ish. Actually, it's not that new. It came out in Modern Classics now that I remember. That's quite a while ago. They didn't get the windshield right, of course. I think everyone can see that. Not so badly on this black painted car, but other painted versions, you can see that the front windshield is way too small. Does not look right. Not sure how that passed the quality control for such an awesome little casting of an amazing car. I mean, they did a better job than the last car, the Hotbird, but they still didn't get it right. The Mustang, too small a back wheels. Doesn't look quite right for Hot Wheels, seeing that most Hot Wheels have bigger back wheels than the front ones. These wheels just are not the right fit for this Mustang, but otherwise it's a nice piece. And the Chevelles. Well, you've got the two Chevelles. No complaints here. These cars look great. They got the right size wheels on them. Still not sure why they had two of the same car in the collection. I get that it's Fast and the Furious. I mean, obviously it worked. They sold them. They sold them all. I haven't found any of these, again, in the stores. So let's just go on to the next group of 5 here. And as it turned out, I really like this Acura NSX, the 2017. But this GSX really turned out to be quite a nice casting in the premium format. It's a great model. It's a nice size model car. And with this high gloss paint, big tires, and the extra weight of an all-metal casting. Really nice. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking car too. Very spiffy. Now, it does have the red base. This doesn't bother me as much though because the car is so low and the whole car is red. It doesn't jump out at me as much, although, you know, it still would be better if they had a more authentically colored base with just the front spoiler painted, but anyways, it's still a nice car. It's not a huge concern, really, on that vehicle. The Jaguar Project something has a plastic roof, but otherwise a nice heavy piece. Very minimal details on the base. Nice tamper work all around on all the Hot Wheels. That is the new standard. Not so new. I think this has been a couple of years now. They've been putting tampos all the way around. Got to update my adjectives here. But I was supposed to grab a few of these extra off the wall. I didn't. Too many cars to show you. You know, you guys have been collecting Hot Wheels long enough to know you've seen this car before. I don't mind adding extra. It's a nice casting. It's not like it's one of the junky castings. And there aren't really too many of those in any of the collections, but they do exist. This car, this Buick GNX, or what do I know, Grand National. Going to Grand National here. The Buick Grand National. Great paint job. Being high gloss black, make sure you buy 2 if you can, because sometimes you get an imperfect roof. I can't get that off without some extra buffing, but luckily I had 2. That was the only fault I've had out of all these 25 Hot Wheels that I opened up today. I think they could have used different wheels for this, would have looked a little better, but still, that's an easy wheel swap to do later on for anyone that's extra motivated. This F-150 Lightning, though, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Brand new casting, straight to the premium line of vehicles. Great fit and finish with the interior, that plastic bed liner. Really nice fit and finish. And just awesome looking wheels. Great presentation on that truck. So that has to be one of my new favorites as well. I mean, even though we've seen this car a lot, it looks great. Wrong wheels on it, but oh well. The Impala. Fantastic looking car. Tinted windows. I mean, so sharp. Such nice details on these cars. And we've also got a Nova. So very nice Nova. That metallic gold. Terrific casting. It's been a while, I think, since I've seen one of these in the premium line. Might be mistaken. And we're going to do a comparison on the 2007 first edition of the Buick Grand National compared to the latest casting. Completely different castings. This is not a reworked casting. I mean, it was reworked at one point to have this hood be removable. Can't really take it off one hand. I'm holding the camera with the other hand. But it does come off, and in later years, Hot Wheels, due to choking hazards or whatever, cheapening up, they made this part of this casting. But you can see the dimensions of these two castings now are completely different. The detail level from a $1 mainline in 2007 to a $10 premium level cars, obvious. I remember being extremely excited about this car when it first came to the mainline. I still would be, but this is a much more exciting casting, and the opening hood is really not necessary. This looks way better. They've got the proper proportions by the looks of it on the windshield. This car always had too low of a windshield, I found. The windows were not the right size, and that was my biggest beef with this car. Typical 2007 fashion, they released 3 of every car, well, 3 versions in 3 different colors in the mainline, so that's what those other 2 were doing. But let's move on to yet another segment of vehicles, and here we have a completely different comparison to do, manufacturer to manufacturer on those Broncos. First, we'll look at the Unimog. Very plasticky. They should have had this back piece metal. It just, I mean, it looks fine when it's in its packaging, but if you open these up, it looks like plastic, and it looks very cheap and chintzy. So for that reason, this could have been a much better truck, but they've gone with the wrong colors, the wrong livery, I think, for this premium release. I mean, I get it's kind of a search and rescue theme release for the most part, other than these 2 race cars. But still, could have done a better vehicle, I think, on that one. The Land Rover is fantastic. Great new little casting. Really like this one. It does have a plastic roof. I think that could have been avoided, but it is a heavy all-metal casting otherwise. And nice size. The Porsche 959. I mean, this is an old casting. Goes way back, at least to 1987. But this is a completely new casting with the windows are actually metal on it. Interesting, they didn't take an opportunity to lighten it up a little bit and use plastic there, because now they're going to forever have to paint the windows realistically to appease collectors. And for a mainline car, it's not going to work very well, I don't think, unless they paint the windows there again, which I guess they will. Otherwise, it's an awesome casting. It's got the individual kind of lenses for the headlamps. Rolls beautifully. And this car, I said I wasn't too keen on it because of the too many 67 Camaros that we've seen from all different releases, like right here. But this is a brand new casting. It's an off-road casting. It's all metal. It's got some details on the base, which are nice. And it's actually quite a good casting. It's just not for me. But I get how some would really like that car. Which one I did like and still remains my favorite of this 5-vehicle set is this Bronco. I mean, I was so excited when Hot Wheels brought the Bronco back. It's an old casting dating back to 1982. Minimal changes on it, really, other than the base and the addition of this completely different cast plastic tire on the back versus the 1982 version. It's been out since the Boulevard series, which dates back at least 4 or 5 years, I would say. But this is the best paint job they've released to date on this vehicle. Not just because it's police, but it just looks great. It's a K9 unit. It's police, even better. And because we just opened up Greenlight's Bronco, let's do a side-by-side on these. Completely different style of collectible, realistically. But, you know, Greenlight's aiming for realism. Hot Wheels has got that blend of nostalgia, usability as a toy, and collectability. Greenlight's kind of got just one of those things going on with this Bronco. It's very realistic, but it's not much of a toy. And That one actually rolls pretty good, but nothing like a Hot Wheel. And moving on to the final segment. There are those 5 cars. Let's just kind of zoom in on one at a time. Camaro, 67 Camaro. Looks a lot like this one's paint job, actually. Well, no, completely different. But same car. Different paint jobs. Nice metallic gold opening hood, as I said. Bone shaker. Looks terrific outside of the packaging. They seem to just have an extra weight. You realize that the cars have an extra quality to them once they're out of the packaging, because you can actually roll them around, give them a sniff. Skyline, a welcome addition, of course, but quite overdone, really, between all the Fast and Furious lines. Pretty sure we've seen enough Skylines. Still, this is a really nice, realistic-looking casting without too much going on the paint job, which I like. Magnus Walker. Magnus Walker stuff has been released for a couple of years now from Hot Wheels. The Outlaw, or Urban Outlaw. Really nice job on the checker paint job on this one. The clear coat over top of it as well. No scratches on any of the paint here so far, really. I think I did see one small scratch on one of these 2 Silverados that I've opened up, which we'll look in a moment. But nice details all the way around. Let's split, I think that says LTS. The red base, I kind of complained at first. It really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, of all these cars, I think there's only 2 with painted bases. So not that bad out of 25 vehicles. This Silverado, still my favorite of the 5 vehicles, of course. It's got a beefy looking front on it. You can smash this into another car and it's probably not going to do any damage to it itself. The other car might have some trouble though. Check out the reinforcement on the chassis. Now that's a bit overdone for realism, but that's how Hot Wheels has done it, and they've done it like that for a while on this casting. It is what it is. It doesn't look that bad. It looks kind of strange, but anyways, one of these 2 trucks had a small paint flaw, which is abnormal for Hot Wheels. There it is, little scratch on that one. And I think one of them had a little bit of extra paint pooling on it was the same one on the roof there. I mean, that's the limit of the flaws on the Hot Wheels that I found as far as paint goes. Overall, though, very pleased with the unboxing today of all these cars for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this review video. It's a little late in coming, but collecting isn't always about just opening up everything in the moment that it's most new and most expensive and hardest to find. It's about the thrill of the hunt. If you're after any of these, as always, happy hunting. Stick around for more videos coming soon. Next video up, not necessarily the very next video, but going to be working on the Hot Wheels year by year series.